Hello friend, I'm Beechard Moorefield. Glad you've joined me today for Make It a Great Day. Have you ever met a 60-year-old who was so immature that it was hard to be around them? As a pastor for 28 years, I often said from the pulpit, it's sad when you have to part the hair on someone's face to insert the bottle in their mouth. And yet that's what we find in people around us every day. We find people who are up in years but so immature. One of the things I love to find, however, is somebody who's young but shows great maturity. Maturity doesn't come with age, however, and that point I just said makes the point. I love to find young people with great maturity. You see, maturity comes with accepting responsibility. 1 Corinthians 13:11 says, "When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things." That's a choice we have to make, is whether or not we're going to put away childish things. Again, I've met many mature teenagers in my life, some very mature ones, in fact, and I love to be around them. There's one that I'm thinking of right now. It's an incredibly mature young person. They are in their early college years, but they seek wisdom. They ask the good questions, and when they do, they get the good answers. And they're a hard worker. They're already well advanced in martial arts. They're a black belt in Taekwondo. They help do instruction in the Taekwondo. They're in a leadership program with a Taekwondo dojang where they're trained. And again, they're a college student. And it's amazing to watch this young individual exhibit the maturity that they have in their life. This young person is already accepting the responsibility that is theirs for the life they're going to live. And they're asking the right questions on how they can get there. And by the same token, I've met some very old, immature people very childish, not childlike, childish. There's a difference. Jesus said, except you become like or as a little child, you won't inherit the kingdom. What he was talking about was becoming one who would trust a father, becoming one who would obey a father, childlike, who could enjoy even the simple things. And we see that every year. You can see little children at Christmas time when they open the gifts. Some of them are more fascinated by the packages than they are the things in the packages. They're childlike. I was once with a minister who asked a question. In fact, he posited this question. Not so much he was seeking an answer. He was just putting it out for discussion. He asked this. He said, "Why can't God's children always act godly?" And as the discussion ensued, I responded to him. I said, I don't know fully the answer to that, but I can tell you this. You can always expect God's children to act like children. And we all do. But I want to encourage you today. If you choose to accept the responsibility for the things that you do, that you say, this business of blaming others, that's childish. We hear enough of that in government. We hear enough of that in politics. We hear enough of that in business. We hear that everywhere we go. Always trying to blame someone else for the issue, for the problem, for the failure. My friend, it's by your words you're justified. It's by your words that you're condemned, not someone else's. I'm responsible for my own failures, and for my successes in life, I give God the glory. But you know something? If I had never pursued the success, I would have never had the success. Some people say, well, I can't take credit for the good things in my life. Well, no, you can't take credit, but you need to accept credit for some of it. You can't accept the credit for your promotions at work. If you're a Christian, you need to honor God for that. But at the same time, if you had not been on time every day, if you had not done your job, if you had not done it well, if you had not performed in excellence, you probably wouldn't have the position you have. God didn't perform in excellence for you. You did that for yourself. But you did it because Jesus was your Lord. You did it because it was the right thing to do. Don't lay blame on others. Accept responsibility for your own life. The more you become accustomed the more you live a determined life to accept the responsibility for your own words and your own actions, the more maturity you will begin to exhibit. God's looking for mature people. Can I tell you something? Employers are looking for mature people. Young people are looking for maturity. God knows they see enough childishness in adults. Don't you think it's time we begin to show them some maturity? And you young people, learn to accept responsibility for your actions and for the words you say. Mature now. Become mature now. It'll be a lot easier on you as you get older. If you will accept the responsibility that you should accept, you can make your life a better life. In fact, if you'll choose to do that today, you can make it today a great day. I'm Beechard Moorefield. Make it a great day.